Hi there, so I've had some requests actually for instruction on the crossfoot spin. And I learned this spin 4.5 decades ago, let's say approximately. Sheldon Galbraith, I think he was instrumental in making the crossfoot spin a mandatory element in the short program when it was first introduced in the 70s. So we all had to learn this crossfoot spin, and it was so difficult, you know. But now I've kept it up in my repertoire. It's almost kind of like my signature spin, I would say. I do it quite well. I like to think I have the best crossfoot on planet Earth, although I did see Lara Lucky Gutmans do one recently in a show in Clout, which was excellent crossfoot. I was so happy to see this. It's mostly for somebody with who's tall and slender, because you have to wrap your legs around each other and the position is key. So for those of you who turn the right way, my way, which is this way, which I know actually that it's the minority. Okay, I'm taking advantage of the Coriolis effect here in the northern hemisphere. No, not even, because Coriolis effect is something that makes the winds curve and creates prevailing winds, and it applies only over large distances. So I think the Coriolis effect is probably quite negligible for which direction you spin. But onto the crossfoot spin, so you have to be able to get into the right position. And so the right position, I've wrapped my legs around each other as high up as possible. So crossing as high up as possible, and then I'm able to get a turnout so that I'm in a right angle position, so that it's a symmetrical position. And so the blades, I'm pushing this blade. It's one of the few times where you do want to pronate in figure skating. I'm pushing this blade up so it's on a flat, very close to a flat, as close as possible to a flat. And that way, if it's not on edges, it's a very quiet spin. So before you even try this crossfoot, try to get into the correct position and stand there. Feet not turned out enough, not going to be a good spin. So, and when you do the crossfoot, your weight should be evenly distributed on both feet, so not more on one foot than the other. And there's various different ways of getting into the crossfoot spin. Well, you can, I don't know if this is the easiest way, but if you just start on 2 feet and then wind your feet into that position. I know I make it look easy, but just because of how comfortable I am and experienced with the spin. Probably the second easiest way to get into the spin is from a backspin. So you're doing your backspin and you carefully put this foot down on the ice. And there you are in your crossfoot. And actually the way that I use, because I feel I can get the most speed and it's just got kind of the habit way of doing it, is from a forward spin. So I would go into a regular forward spin. I try to relax as much as possible into the position. I got good speed. Fighting to keep it centered. See, it's traveling, I can feel that. So it's just not gonna be, it's very rare actually that I do get this spin perfectly centered. And it's very hard to get it centered because there's no friction in the spin. You can hear that, you can't hear anything, right? And so if it starts traveling, it's very difficult to stabilize it and get it in one position. I gotta get in a certain very relaxed frame of mind, which isn't consistent with speaking, breathing. When you're speaking, your breathing isn't smooth and continuous. So it's the state that I'm getting in is not really there, but I'm gonna try for that. Good posture, very important for crossfoot. Relaxing the arms, I had a little bobble as I tried to get into position. So that set up a wobble and then I'm done. But yeah, I still got not too bad a spin, but it could be so much better if I wasn't fighting to try to keep it centered. What else can I say about the crossfoot spin? If you want to practice a forward outside spin, that's not going to hurt you either. A skill along the way to learning a crossfoot, because yeah, you're on a back, it's basically a back spin, but it's also a forward spin. So if you can do this spin, one foot is doing that spin, the other foot is doing the back spin. So this is, let's say, a kind of like a one-footed crossfoot spin. Now I'm just showing off. Crossfoot's spin video is over. See you later. Practice hard, be persistent. It's not an easy spin. Respect it, it's difficult. But actually, one more point, if you do go through that learning process and you do learn a crossfoot spin, it's a good rest period in the program. Particularly if you get it perfectly centered, you can breathe and just relax, and you don't have to put in as much effort as you do for a lot of other features on spins. So learn a crossfoot spin and get an easy feature. Okay, bye, good luck.